Hey everyone. So I've not done this in a while because, well, equal parts being lazy and the other part work, and third part, really ultimately not that important. But I'm not exactly sure what to record. So sorry. Yeah, it's a good thing YouTube isn't my full-time job. So with everyone's favorite time of year here, E3, I figured it'd be fun to do a little short vlog just on some general tips about the expo itself, what you probably should expect, what you shouldn't expect, and ways to basically survive out there because it can be quite hectic. I went for a handful of years since 2000, so I figured my info would be best suited for those going for the first time, because it's open to the public for the first time this year. If you paid, everyone else probably a veteran, and everything I'm saying, you're just like, we know this already. We don't care. This video isn't for you. But just the same, again, thank you for tuning in, and let's get started. Okay, so these are in like no specific order. Some might sound like common sense, but if this is your first time going, man, that sounds uncommon. So first things first, you want to get there early. Whether or not you have your badge beforehand or not, you do want to get there early because the lines just to get into whatever hall you want to walk into, it is always crowded, no matter what. Even if it's the hall with the big three or the hall with the third-party developers, everything is crowded. You do want to get there early. And because you'll be there early, you want to make sure that you are at least carrying your own water. Nothing worse than walking around in 90 plus degree weather through that convention center, and you're like, God, I'm thirsty. And then you want to swipe your card for, like a $3 water bottle. It's not fair. So they allow backpacks. So please, use that to your advantage, and make sure you're carrying something to keep yourself hydrated, and in some cases snacked, because it brings me right to my next point, which is, because you'll be there all day, and usually the festivities end about like 4 or 5 sometimes, you do not want to pay the convention center price for food. When you exit the convention center, just walk down the road. There are plenty of places to eat. You don't want to spend money at the convention center. It's like spending like nearly like what you would pay at a theme park for like what they call a meal. But truth be told, it's really not worth it. Trust me, it is really, really not. And because it kind of feels like there's a lot to do and not so much time to do it in, you want to grab the schedule. It's a daily flyer. It gives you a map of the whole convention center, and it tells you what's going on with each company at any given time. Be it like a sign-in meet and greet, maybe a tournament of some sort, a behind closed doors demo for everybody, not just the media. It's important to actually have your hands on that schedule. This way you know exactly where you want to go at any given time. Which brings me to my next point. So because this is a video game convention / trade show, you're no doubt going to run into some of your heroes. Keep in mind, some of them are working still. This is still work for them. So if they don't have time for you, don't take it personally. Just remember that this is a very busy time for them. Just as exciting for you, it's really busy for them as well. So make sure you have your phone ready and charged, because you never know who you're going to run into. In fact, here's an example. So there are 2 examples of what I'm talking about. One I was super excited, and the other one I was prepared. So, which brings me to my next point. E3 is crowded. It is super crowded. You will be elbow to elbow with people who are like you, excited to be there, and in some cases not so excited to be there. You just ignore those people. So be okay with being crowded, but remember to keep a good distance between you and other people. Yet you have to be okay with being in a crowded area, because if you don't like crowds, then, well, maybe E3 just isn't for you. Which brings me to the next point. Always, and I do mean always, keep an eye on your badge, because your badge is your life. So because they heavily police this convention trade show, you want to make sure that you have your ID ready to be shown at any given time. Because if they even suspect that you're not supposed to be there, they will card you. and you don't want to be caught without your ID or being prepared, because they will escort you out and you won't be able to go back in, and that'll be heartbreaking. It got dark. So the final point I wanted to make, and ultimately this is the most important thing. Everything else I mentioned was, just advice really, but this is just something I'd like people to keep in mind, because I see it every year, no matter what. Nobody wins E3. No one. If a company is winning in your eyes, it's because they're doing something that appeals to you. It's because they're doing something that you enjoy. And the great thing about video games is that they're for everybody. There's something out there for everybody to enjoy. Yes, people win awards like best of show, best whatever game here, like best RPG, best action puzzle racing game. That's all fine and dandy. That's okay. There's no problem with that. But when the media outlets or even just websites will try to tell you that, oh, Microsoft won, oh, Sony won, oh, Nintendo won, there's no winner. There's no one ultimately grading them. Oh, you guys did bad this year, you better do better next year. I mean, you can say that yourself if you want. If, let's say, Sony completely disappoints you this week, that's okay. You can tell yourself, okay, they'll probably do better next year, or maybe there's more coming up in the year that they didn't talk about today. But no one wins. If you're playing video games, congratulations, you won. You are ultimately the winner, because you're the one that's excited for what's coming up in the coming year. Or maybe you're not. Or maybe you're just I don't play that. I just play a bunch of old stuff. That's fine too. But if you're going, please be safe. Remember to smile and have fun. I'm going to close this out with a photo that I took every year when I went. Because I always kind of felt like every time I went, I felt just really honored to be there every year that I went. And I always wondered, is this going to be the last time I get to go? So I always took this photo, and you'll see it as this vlog closes out. Again, thank you for watching. But do me a favor though, comment below in the comment section. Let me know what got announced that got you super excited. And if you want, tell me what disappointed you. I'd like to hear that too. Follow me on Insta and Twitter for all my random ramblings and just BS. Again, thanks for watching.
I know that you'll be back.